Hey guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Tyler and this is Dad Built. So today we are going to be working on replacing blinds. So when we first bought this house and moved in, we put in these curtain rods. They've worked for a few years now, but my wife decided that she wanted to do actual window blinds. So what I first started with was measuring the window. So my wife, she took notes, and what you need to do is you need to measure in between the actual window jambs. So not your casing, not your trim pieces here, but on the inside of your window jambs. So you just go in here and you butt into that with your tape and measure over here. I have 42.5 inches. And then I did also measure in between here, 56 inches. And then I, just to be safe, measured from my window jamb all the way to the floor just to see what I had here. You know, I got 76, 78 inches, something like that. So you want to measure your window first before you get on Menards or Home Depot or wherever you're going to order this stuff, and determine what size window blind you're going to need. So we did that, and then we ordered them. Took about a week and a half to get our blinds, and they are here. So what it comes in, let me flip you around here. So the blinds show up just in a box here, and you get all these parts. Unfortunately, one of them came broken, so I have not installed one of these blinds before. I have no idea what this piece is even for. We're going to find out if it's super necessary or not. So that being said, the blind is here in the box. When we were making the orders, these blinds, they come in pretty standard sizes. And like I told you when I just measured that, I had 42.5 inches. Well, the blinds that they had came in, I believe it was 42-inch increments. So let's hope that that's going to work. Yeah, 42 inches wide is what I got. My opening is 42.5. So I'm really hoping that this actually works out. But as you can see, if I come over here, first little trial fit, it looks like it's going to fit with like a 1/4 inch on each side. So we are going to open up kind of some instructions. Let's see if they sent instructions. They did. We're going to open up these instructions and we're going to figure out how to install these. So it says estimated time, 15 minutes. Need a tape measure, a drill, pencil, all the things. I'm sure that's the head rail. I'm going to go ahead and read through these so you guys don't have to listen to that. And then we'll come back and I'll talk about how to install this. All right, so we read the instructions and we have a couple pieces. We have this bracket here and then this spacer. In the spacer, there's some holes here. Just fit that in those holes, and these kind of hold it off of your window jamb here. So these are going to get mounted up top here. Hopefully you can see that onto your window jamb. You screw those screws through this slot. One thing it did note though, in the requirement for the pencil, is if you look inside here, you have your strings or your cord deals right here. There's 4 of them on this particular one. Said to place this and make sure that wherever you put those brackets, so if you put this up here and you need to mark kind of where those are, so you want to hit in between those. You do not want your bracket to hit in the area where those are. So you don't necessarily need to space those out equally. I mean, try to do your best, but you just cannot hit that cordage area. So I'm going to take my first one. It looks like if we go right in the middle, we will be a-okay. I just have a drill with a Phillips bit. Pretty simple, pretty basic. So we're going to screw that in up top there. Okay. 2 screws in each one. And we're going to repeat that process 2 more times. Hopefully you guys can see okay. This is my first video, so take it easy. I'm going to be making plenty more of these videos, just trying to explain some household things that I've learned. And yeah, hopefully it's helpful to somebody. Maybe it won't be, but we are going to make a few of these videos nonetheless. So I'm going to go over from my other mark. You do orient these so that the front hooks right here are up to your window jamb and this bottom piece is pointing down. That's going to be how you snap these blinds in. So we're going to get all 3 of them put together and then hope it works. I did not rehearse this. I did not practice. I am just winging it. I'm not a professional blind installer, so I'm just trying to provide, you know, a video that shows the everyday husband that this is not rocket science. I didn't even really read the instructions that well. I kind of breezed through them. So nothing too crazy, but we got 3 of these brackets. We're going to use all 3 of them. It does come with the screws. I'm using the longer ones that came in the bunch. I'm guessing they will hold better. All right, this should be our last bracket. A little wild there. Try to make them straight if I can. Okay, so we got our 3 brackets on up there. They're spaced, hopefully, in the right place. Now we're just going to try to do what they made look so easy. Your blind comes with this front edge here. That, I think, is what you tip in, or that's the front side of this. So it says to go in at an angle, tip it, and pop it. And it says it will make a clicking sound. So we're going to find out. Oh, I think I actually got to go in the other way. Go in this way. And then back down maybe. And then click it. Let's see. Okay, that doesn't make any sense to me because that has to be in there, right? All right, quick intermission. Back to the instructions. I actually do not know how to click this in, so we are going to read. I thought it would be easier than that, but it is not. So it says, front of the lip of the headrail goes on top of that, and then tilt the one, and it will just click in. So I was doing it right, I think. That goes, yeah. Okay, that felt right there. One side wants to grab. Got it kind of stuck now. Okay, it's not as easy as I thought. I want to show the struggles though, because the whole point of this video is to show you how easy or not easy this is. So I don't want to just edit all this out. Okay, so I feel like I'm kind of in there. It's gonna click. It's not clicking. I wondered if this was going to be the hardest part. So I must not be getting it clicked in. Oh, maybe that was it. Maybe I need to come down. Yep, okay. That was it. So my problem was I was pushed too far tight up. The gaps from that spacer is what is was letting us come down and then click it in. So it's clicked in. No problem. Looks good. Fully open the blind, push button up by lifting up on the bottom to bring the blind down to the windowsill, pull the blind down. Okay. Now what do you do? Just like, there we go. All right, so honestly, really easy other than that clicking portion. I needed to figure that out. So, yeah. What am I left with? I did not need, since I was putting them in the window jamb, I did not need the drywall anchors or extra screws. The busted pieces I did not use. Let's see what those were. This is the 2 extra pieces. Let's see what these are for. bottom of the window. Okay, so these, if you want that to stay secured in here, which I don't, they go down at the bottom and they would secure it in so that it's not moving back and forth or in and out, whatever. But I don't need those. So that's the first one. I've got to do 6 more, but that really didn't take very long. Now that I understand how to click that in, the next one just should go super simple. So I do need to figure out, let's see. Okay, there it is. Do not throw that away. I was wondering where the cord portion was. This is the piece that you put on to operate it and close it. Let's see how we do that. Insert the tilt connector into the hole located at the bottom of the head rail. What I was reading was for, oh, it's just right over here. There's a hole right here. What I was actually reading, I think, was to change the length of the blind itself. So let's see if this will go up in there. Geez, I should have done this before, I think. Hook connector. Looks like, okay, yep, it just pushes up in. Oh, no, it doesn't. It just pushed all the way up into that blind. So I'm going to take the blind back down, revisit that. There's a little plastic piece. You're supposed to be able to push that up in there. And when I pushed on it, it just pushed the whole piece up into the blind. So I may have messed it up. So I'm going to take that down, check it out, and we'll be right back. All right, so I took the blind down, got this on there, the rod for opening and closing it. It was super simple. The tip is, so when I took it down, I was able to just turn that piece, get it back in there. The tip is, or the reason that it popped up in there was because you cannot take that rod and stick it straight up in there. It actually goes in at an angle and then kind of falls down. So before you hang your blind, make sure you put that rod in there. It's not actually a part of the steps, or maybe it is, I didn't look. Put that rod in to the hole in the top before you hang your blind. And then, yeah, works super simple. Goes straight up like that. Very easy. From a sizing standpoint, like I said, I measured inside my jambs. I was 42.5. The blind I got was 42 inches wide by, I can't remember what it was tall. Let's see if it tells me on this. Like it was like 50, what is it? Starting with 42.5. And first cut size 44.75, final size 42 inches. That's the width though. I think the height was like 55 or something like that. It was whatever standard one you can select online. They break it out with standards. So as you can see, I think you can cut these and remove slats and do that. I'm not going to mess with that because I don't mind this look. It looks like I have 1, 2, 3, 4 extra slats down here. Really not that big of a deal to me. Maybe it is to you, but I'm going to leave mine like that. So that blind is installed and done. I do have about a 1/4 inch space on each side because of that 1/2 inch, and I'm happy with it. So super easy. I think the next ones are going to take me like 5 minutes to install. So biggest thing to note was that clicking it in with those spacers up top. Make sure you come down just a little bit, and then it kind of clicks in pretty easy. You put it up, and then you just kind of roll it in, and you'll hear it pop. And you can kind of push on it, and you'll feel it click. If you need to go take it down, push this back. You can see the silver clips in here. All you got to do is push them in, or push them towards your window, and the blind just comes off super simple like this. Push those 3, it tips itself back out, comes right off. So easy once you figure that out, how to get that on and off. Let's see if I can click it back in fairly easily. There you go, you heard it click in. Really, really easy. So anyways, that's a wrap on installing the window blinds. I hope this helps. I hope maybe me messing up shows you guys something and you could learn. But my goal is to make a bunch of these videos. If you liked them, let me know in the comments. If this helps you, great. If it doesn't, you know, I appreciate you coming anyways. But I have plenty of ideas on things that I can fix around the house and show you guys some tips and tricks on what I do to, I don't know, just keep up with things. So anyways, thank you for watching. Until next time, we'll see you later. Bye.